Hello! Welcome to English 14. Again, I welcomed you on Monday in your announcement. And this will begin our weekly midweek video series. I suppose it's only 5 videos, but I'll call it a series just for fun. Full disclosure, not a social media influencer, just a regular professor sitting in my office at home with a lamp on and an overhead light and no filters. So this is the realness, guys. But hopefully it still works. This week we have really the equivalent of about a month of in-person face-to-face Westmont class. So that is the amount of work that you are doing this week. If we were in a normal semester length class, we would have met, this would be our third session, right? You would have already had a good amount of class discussion. You would have already done a good amount of reading. And so I think it's sometimes helpful to think about May term in terms of that compressed timeline. Think about, if this were a semester length class, where would I be at? And I think it kind of helps us wrap around our head, wrap our minds around the quantity of reading a little bit, and to give you a little insight into what I'm looking for from you as far as engagement. So today's Wednesday. You're getting an announcement from me. I'm going to chat for a while in this video, and then you'll see text below that's going to give you some more information. And I'm really hoping that by later this afternoon and this evening, the Slack channels are really blowing up with engagement. You should have been doing a lot of reading so far. The thing about this class is that it is in large part self-paced, and that's what an asynchronous class looks like. I am dropping a week of material, or essentially, in semester terms, a month of material on you to accomplish in a week. And I'm trusting that you are going to approach it every day, and that you'll be spending a couple hours every day on the work that I'm giving you. And it would be a really great idea to be in Slack every day, or at least aim for 3 or 4 days a week. I'm not counting weekends, right? Because it's a little bit hard to count weekends. As far as Slack engagement, you might want to use that time to catch up on writing. You might want to use that time to get to finish up some reading. You also might just want to sleep and take a break, and that's fine. I understand that you are busy people with real lives. I'm one too. But to really be richly engaged with your classmates 4 times a week in the discussion board, it's going to be awesome. You're going to get the most out of this class. The other thing that happens in an online class like this is that, yes, I'm going to be posting announcements like this one. You're going to get to look at my face. Hooray for you. I am going to post written announcements, but I am going to be in the discussion boards as well. And so a lot of the learning is going to happen through how I talk about our reading in the discussion boards. So it is important that you're in there and that you're reading my comments, that you're reading my questions, and that you're participating alongside your classmates and engaging with them as well. I want to hear your questions. Push back if you disagree with someone nicely, right? Push back nicely. Remember that it's hard to hear someone's tone. We can't see your smiling face. So keep that in mind. But ask questions, dig deeper. This is where the learning takes place, in the Slack channels, in your writing, in your peer critiques. Okay, we're going to talk more about peer critiques in a little bit, but right now I want to talk about your essay. So you're all in college, which means you've all written a lot of essays. You certainly wrote a couple to get in here, but you might not have written an essay like this. There's a little bit of a difference, okay, between the personal essay and your standard literary analysis essay, or a 5-paragraph essay that you wrote for your admissions applications that, yes, was maybe about you, but still had a thesis and 3 main points, and a summary, and a conclusion, and all those things, right? We're looking at a different format here. It's much more open-ended, and it gives you a lot more freedom. And so I want you to play around with that, and I want you to enjoy that freedom, okay? I'm looking for some creativity here. I'm looking for you to take a different angle or a different lens on your life, on your experiences. You are seeing several different formats already in what you've read this week so far, okay? You have the Stephen King format of his CV. You have Jamaica Kincaid. You have Nora Ephron. There are a handful of different readings, and you are seeing the way writers play around with tone and context and memory. And so your essay for this week, it's due on Sunday night. If you want to take a minute and click away from my face and go over to assignments, maybe open it in a new tab so you can hear me talking while you're looking at this. But your essay 1 is the What Would You Say essay. This essay has more direction than your next essay will have, okay? So I'm a little bit more specific here. That said, it's still pretty vague. And I like to leave it that way because I want to see what you come up with. So in his prose poem, The Things We Say When We Have Nothing to Say, that's in this book. You should have this book. You should be reading it, okay? Read the poem a couple times, okay? Read it, underline it, write in it, take a break, come back and read it. Think about it some more. That's important. Don't just read it once and be like, this feels confusing, I don't want to do that. Really read it. Brian Doyle writes, if I was to ask you a question about where you came from, would you be speechless? I don't think so. I think you would wait a moment to clear away all the orthodox answers. Okay, and then he talks about letting all your other answers trundle past. And then I want you to resist the urge to fill up that blank space with the answers you always give. Oh, I'm from Temecula, and I have 3 sisters, and my dad was a pastor, right? That's not true about me. I'm just making that up, right? That's just a thing people say, right? You just say where you're from, how many siblings you have, what your major is. I love that information, but that's not what this essay is about. This essay is about where you really come from. Do you come from a family that doesn't talk about their feelings? Do you come from a place that is cold and wet, and the atmosphere around you also seems to mirror the type of home environment that you grew up in? Maybe you really love to read and you feel like you come from books. You come from the library. You come from the pages of Harry Potter. I don't know. Who are you? I'm just meeting you all for the very first time, and I'm having really limited interaction with you. But sit for a minute and see what comes to mind, okay? If you are struggling, this is a really great opportunity for you to do a brain dump. Write down everything you think. Where do I come from? What's true about me? What do I know about myself? What do I know about my family? Really get in there and dig. It's Wednesday, and so on Wednesdays I am going to post a writing prompt, and these are for you. I want you to do them. If we were in a semester-long face-to-face course, I would be giving you writing assignments, little writing prompts at the beginning of each class. And so on Wednesdays, I'm going to post a writing prompt. Your writing prompt today is just to write for 3 full pages, longhand. So get a pen or a pencil and a notebook. I like to use like a notebook like this or a moleskin like this, okay? The pages are a little bit different size. But either way, I want you to aim for 3, okay? So aim for 3 longhand pages. Write about whatever you want. Just stream of consciousness. Clear off all the slough that's on the top of your head. Dump it out. You might not find there's anything in there that you want to use, but it will clear your mind. Get in the habit of just sloughing off the top. Sit down. Tomorrow, you want to work on your essay? Write for 5 minutes about nothing first. Just clear your head. I promise it helps. And I'm going to post a little bit more about that exercise in the body of the post below. You'll see that there. But that's what you're going to do today. You're going to take some time. It'll probably take you about 20 minutes, maybe 15 if your pages are long. Write 3 full pages without stopping, without editing yourself, without trying to make your sentences sound good. And tell me what you think about the process. I'll post a channel for it. Writing Prompt Wednesday. That's what it is. Okay, so that's our writing prompt. That's a little bit of debrief about our essay. I've talked for 10 minutes. That's kind of a long time. So I'm going to move into writing for the rest, and you can expect more information and announcements from me throughout the week. I'm going to be posting more questions in our weekly discussion. Please hop in. I want to see you there. I want to see your happy little profile picture and your little names and all your emojis and all your thoughts blowing up this board, because that's our classroom. That's where this class is taking place. If you have any questions, message me, email me. I'm here for you. Happy writing.